All right, another day, another dollar. It is 5 o'clock on a Sunday, and these are the top 5 reasons why I'm driving for Uber. And so, we have Sunday dinner later this evening. I'm sure that the food will be ready about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It's 5 o'clock right now, so I think I can go out quickly at 5 o'clock in the evening, and it makes about $25 an hour. And I took a look at the charts, and I'll show you on the charts a little bit later, that it's higher fees right now. So what do I like about Uber? I like the flexibility of it. I like that guys like me that are, Gen X and older, anybody really, I'm unemployable. I don't want to have a job, but I need to make a little extra cash here and there. Maybe we spent a little bit too much money at the wine country, and I need to make that money back up. So I'm going to quickly go make, I'm thinking, at least $80, but maybe, $100 for 4 hours by the time I get home for Sunday dinner. What is the other thing that I really like about it? I mean, literally, I could turn it on and I could turn it off. So one of the other reasons I really like Uber is because of the earnings potential. On a slow day, my wife will drive during the daytime, and I know that she can make about $20 an hour, and during the nighttime I can make about $25 an hour. Now, we first started off with Uber Eats because real estate was really, really slow, and I sell properties, and if you sell a property and you won't get paid for 30 days, and that's if it closes on time. And a lot of times this last year, it would be extended, and it would be extended. It wasn't often, but it was often enough where sometimes I wouldn't close on a property for about 3 months. And so it was, for cash flow purposes, I needed to figure out a way to make some extra cash, and this is just one of the gig economy things that I can do that was easy. I could turn it on, I could turn it off, I could go make some money. We started off with Uber Eats, and Uber Eats it's okay. It doesn't make as much money. You make a little bit of money during the lunchtime and a little bit more at night, because during the daytime the food is cheaper, and nighttime dinners are more expensive, and so you're making a percentage off of that plus any tips. So it kind of reminds me of like waiting tables. If you're waiting tables and you're think about it, if you make $1,000 in sales that day and you've worked all day, you should be able to walk away with at least $150 to maybe $200 for that day. It's very similar to Uber. Like right now, some of the cost, I have to go, I just vacuumed the car to make sure it's nice and clean. I got to go fill it up with gas, which will cost me, in my hybrid, I get 41 miles per gallon. So I'll probably spend about $20 on gas. and then $10 for a car wash. So I'm already in the hole $30, but that's for the whole week, and then we'll go out and drive. And Uber Eats, like I was saying, we started off with that, and the reason why we started off with that was because my wife and I didn't really want to deal with passengers just yet. It was still new to us, and this was in the summertime, and so we were able to do, like, let's say 10 trips. That was the goal, and hopefully we could make, at least $50, or 20 trips. That was the goal for that day, and we were trying to go for $100. What we noticed was that we'd get to the restaurant, and the restaurant wasn't ready for us. We'd have to sit there and wait for 10 minutes. Even at McDonald's, we'd have to wait for 10 minutes for our food, maybe 15 minutes. And I'm like, dude, that's time is money, man. I got to get going. And so we decided, let's try Uber. And I like that a lot better because, yes, you have strangers in your car, but it's kind of like bartending. I get to speak to all these different people, and some of them are quiet, some of them talk a lot, some of them are funny, some of them are, I don't like the drunk ones. You got to worry about the drunk ones. But that's at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. But mostly you're just dealing with people that just need a ride, and they're super thankful. And some extra little stuff that my wife does is she'll put little mints or candies. Like right now it's just after Halloween, so we put some Halloween candy in the back of the cup holders for them, and maybe a bottle of water. During the summertime we'll have like little baby bottles of water, just something a little extra for them, and the clients love it. It doesn't cost us very much, maybe a few cents or whatever, but it makes a big impact, and then these people like it and they leave us a tip. And so for 1 week of work on our time, we can make an extra $1,000 if we need to, so I can pay off a credit card or something. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some benefits. Let me see what else. All right, just dropped off. It's 1:11. Just dropped off my first drunk. Super nice guy. Picked him up at his home bar. Happy as could be. I was worried whether or not, is he too drunk or not. But super happy, and just it's so nice to be able to have, Uber or Lyft to take these guys home, and so that they don't get any DWIs. So that's kind of cool. So what was I talking about before? I was talking about how humbling it is, where for a while you're making pretty darn good money, and then, all of a sudden you're almost 50 years old and you're unemployable. They're not going to hire you unless you're amazing at something. I don't know, doctor, lawyer, or something. But they're not going to, you're unemployable. So how do you start over? Now I have to worry about every dollar that comes into the existence. Like if I want to go buy groceries, I used to be able to just not even think about it, just buy groceries and fine, pay your bills. Now my wife, she'll go during the day and she makes about $80, and that's just enough to pay for groceries for the family, a family of 4. And now I have a mission every time that I go out. I'm like, okay, I've got I've got $150 cell phone bill that I have to get knocked out. So that's my mission. And it's very humbling, and you wonder, okay, is this going to be the grind? I mean, is this going to be a career for the rest of your life? And so we started looking into different types of gig economy stuff. We've done a little bit of eBay selling, where you go to garage sales and you buy stuff and try to flip it. And that's pretty cool. I don't think it's going to make me a ton of money, but, over the long run, I mean, it's just another source of income. So that's neat, and I don't have to worry about having a boss. And then what else have we done lately? We've done some eBay. What else? Oh, we're doing this TikTok thing, trying to build up into TikTok. My wife, she wrote her cookbook and published that a couple years ago, so we've been making videos with that. This year for 2024, since there was no income and had a lot of time on my hands, and my wife was going and driving during the daytime, that kind of stuff, and bringing enough money just to get going, I thought, you know what, I'm going to finally write my book. And the book is written. Now I just have to pay for editing and the producing of the book, but the book is written. So I'm happy about that. And we're just trying anything we can. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had about 3 of them back to back. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I picked up a young lady from a dance hall and drove her about 20 miles away to her home, made sure she was safe and sound, and then I had a guy getting off of work at Whataburger, and he was very nice, easy to talk to. The girl, she wanted to talk, so that's cool. You just sit in the back and turn on your tunes and go. But I guess I'm bringing it up because I wanted you guys to see what it's like, at least overnight, during daytime too, but to do Uber. It's super easy, it's super convenient. Talking to the people is nice. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about the different gigs that we're trying out. So like I said, we're doing Uber. That's new for us. We've been doing eBay flipping. That was a whole new learning curve for me to do, and probably talk about a little bit about that. I told you that my wife has been, she finished her cookbook, and we're making videos on our YouTube channel about all of her recipes, because she wrote that book so that our daughters would have like the family recipes, because she's a really good cook. And then she decided to write this book and put it on Amazon KDP. And the book, by the way, if you want it, it's called Kitchen Therapy by Christina Bonecutter. She's also been writing 3 novels. Like, my wife is super cool, a little bit on the dementia side. She has these nightmares that are going on, and she'll get up and write, and then she'll make this huge story about it. So, story about her stuff. And then, let's see, I told you that I finished the words of my book, so that's cool. In the last year or so, we tried selling candles. So she opened up a company called Black Cat Candle Company, but really only our friends and our family bought the candles. And then I thought, okay, well, I like working with wood, doing woodworking, so I started making, some cutting boards. And if you don't have the seed money to really buy inventory and marketing and advertising, and really push it, then you need money now. And so I kind of feel like we've been like mice in a trap, one of those maze traps, and we're just bonking our head. We'll go that route, we'll try that, bam, and then we'll go this route, we'll try that, bam. And it's hard. I thought I had everything figured out when I left the fire department to go into the real estate. I figured like three rentals and I had enough for retirement. If I had a goal of 20 houses, rental houses. I was assuming that if I could make $500 a month in cash flow off of each house, that would be enough for retirement and then some, more than enough. And then I could just retire. And I figured out a way that I was able to buy these houses pretty much zero down, do a lot of the work myself, and hire contractors, but keep it to where it was zero down, and then turn it to rent. And it's called the Burr method. And I became an expert at it. I thought I had it all figured out. I just wasn't expecting the government to raise the interest rates the fastest in 40 years or something. I mean, they jumped up by 2% in just a couple months, and it killed our business. And then it was hard to refinance. We couldn't refinance out of the notes. So because we couldn't refinance out of the hard money notes, we decided, okay, well, we're going to flip. So for like a year, we were flipping houses. At one point, I had like 6 houses at the same time I was working on. And then with the market crashing, in 2024, it just, I had like 3 or 4 of them on. I rented a few of them out to see if I can extend it, But the lender was like, hey, we need to pay these off. Hey, we need to pay these off. And whatever. So it's just a really hard time. I thought I had it all figured out, and I didn't. So we're starting from scratch again, all over again. But this time, I'm a little bit wiser, and I know for myself that I really don't want to work for somebody else. I want to work for myself, and we're just trying to figure it out. So this is why we're doing Uber, just to be able to make ends meet. It's not a bad gig. I like it. Get to drive. I like driving. It's okay for the most part. Get to meet people all the time, different people. And then, the money's not the greatest, but it's okay. It's enough to pay the bills and just keep moving forward until, something better comes along. So that's the second thing that I wanted to talk about is like, well, what's next? Well, this Friday, I have an interview with a luxury real estate brokerage. I have my own broker's license, and I'm an independent broker by myself that's been working with investments and investors. And I figured, okay, well, if I get into the luxury building kind of stuff, I'm talking about $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million houses. These people don't care about what the interest rates are. They have the cash, or they have large down payments, or whatever, however they're going to finance it, to buy these properties. They just want what they want. So I'm kind of excited about that. We'll find out on Friday if everything works out, because once you go underneath another broker, then you got to play by their rules, and they take a portion of your commission. So it's not going to be 100% commission. It's going to be probably 60-40 or 70-30 commission. So hopefully that'll work. And if not, there's always truck driving. A friend of mine he's turning 50 pretty soon too, and he's getting a divorce, and he's starting all over from scratch. Kids are raised out of the house, and he's like, I'm gonna go to truck driving school. So he's got a few more weeks of that, and then he'll be on the road and doing truck driving for a while, starting all over at 50 years old, because we don't have pensions anymore, and we don't have 401. We don't have retirement. A lot of us don't anyway. So we got to figure out what we're going to do. But we're not going to quit. We'll work until we die, I guess. But all right, that's enough rambling. I love you guys. I hope to talk to you some more soon. Thanks. All right, so I made a mistake, a faux pas, but it was worth it, I think. So one of the tips that I would give you as a new Uber driver is be careful of the big pops where it's like 20-25 bucks. that take you out of your service area. So, like, I'm in San Antonio, and I just picked up this lady from the hospital and took her to home in Seguin, which is fine. And we had a great conversation the whole way, and it was wonderful. It's almost 3 in the morning now, and I'm on my way back into San Antonio. But now I don't have a ride. I don't have a rider, so I'm not making any money on the way back in. So yes, I made probably 20, 25 bucks to drive her all the way out here. But now I don't have anybody on the way back, and I think they call that deadhead time or something like that. I gotta learn all the vernacular. But yeah, so that's one of the strategies. Is just be careful of taking those types of rides.